Welcome, everyone. Welcome to People on Dating. I'm your host, Will Morales. On today's show, I'm going to be reading a little bit of an article, maybe all of it, by Julia Pugachevsky. I'm pretty sure I'm butchering her name. Anyway, these are first date things men should need to stop doing as soon as possible. So, before I get to it, I just want to let you know about the show. This is called People on Dating. This is the stories about ups and downs of dating. Pretty much here, the gist of the show is just a conversation, no judgment. All of us have a story to say about dating. Like I said, the ups and downs of courtship. It's always some are good, some are bad. So here in this platform, we just want to share. And again, it's just a conversation, no judgment. Now, after that's done, let's get to the show. So, again, this is an article that I read, and this is from 2018. So I'm going to reach out to Julia one day to see if she would like to be on the show, because this is, her article was in Cosmopolitan, and this was printed, I think, yeah, April 5th, 2018. And some of it still applies today, so 4 years later. So, anyway, let's get started. So, one of the things she suggests is picking a bar for men not to do, picking a bar right next to his near his place where he lives, right? And she says if you're traveling 30 plus minutes to this supposed hidden gem of a bar, it better be somewhere legitimately great and not just the closest pub near to his place, because eventually which he insists on going to after two drinks. So I never done that. I've been to places that's near my apartment, but I never even thought about suggesting to come up after a couple of drinks. Another no-no, she says, is not having a backup plan for the date he suggested. Excuse me. Depending on where, if the place you picked, I mean, that's why you make reservations if you're gonna go out to certain places. In my suggestion, if you go to a bar and you're just gonna have a couple of drinks, 9 out of 10 times you're gonna find that place, and it might be packed, but I think you'll find that you're able to get your drink. That's my opinion. So again, I'll put these on the show notes so then you could read it on your own. Wearing a sweatshirt, I definitely agree there. If you're going on a date, depending now again, it depends where you're going on a date. But for most part, if you're going out and you're meeting somewhere, I think the guy should wear a dress shirt or a nice pullover sweater. Definitely, I agree with her. No sweatshirt. Another don't is being 15 minutes late, 15 plus. I definitely agree, but again, you can leave a half hour early, and if you're a train rider like myself, sure you could take a cab, but usually the train will get you there just as fast, if not faster. Again, I've left when I was working. I would leave, I would leave an hour early to get there within a half hour, and train delays and things happen. So there you got to give us some slack, Julia, because it does happen. Another one is, and I've heard from women say that, not asking her questions. Basically, you get into the habit of talking about yourself, and you don't even ask her a question, anything about her, what she likes to do, what she does for a living, and things like that. Because basically, you're just getting to know each other if you're going out on the first date. Another thing she says is not having anything to say at all. It's weird because it could happen if the chemistry's not there. If you don't feel it on your side, as a man, it could be awkward going out with someone that you don't have you just don't feel the chemistry. It happens. I do like a woman that talks. But if it's vice versa, where I'm talking and she doesn't have anything to say, it could, yeah, I get it. It could be awkward, but I think you would establish that on the phone or at least texting. And I hate texting because you don't know anyone by texting. Everything is all about, to me, secret. When you do a text, you don't hear the person's voice. You don't hear their tone, whether they're happy, they're sad. You don't hear a laugh. You just get a LOL, which is BS. I prefer at least talking on the phone or at least doing a Zoom call. Again, you're getting to know someone. So if there's nothing to say, then it's possible that there's no chemistry, within you two. So another don't, she says, is watching the TV behind you. I have to admit, I've done that on a couple of occasions when she might be like stepping out, not when we're together. I have sometimes if the TV is in front of me, I will look. So I definitely would. I'm guilty of that. So watching the TV behind you, yeah, I definitely agree. You gotta just concentrate on the woman that you're with. Negging of any kind, basically, is teasing. You guys don't know. You don't know each other, and for you to even, you know, tease her, get to know her first, because you don't know if she has that type of sense of humor, or you know, she might have gone something, you know, she did something bad. Let me rephrase that. Something bad could have happened, and she wasn't, she's not in the mood. So for me, hold off on the teasing for a little while until you both get comfortable. So I definitely agree there. Another one is that I've been through as a man is talking about your ex, or just talking bad about her. You know what? The person that you're with doesn't need to know anything about your ex unless she asks. Even then, to me, I would quickly change this subject. And if you talk about bad about your ex, and in certain instances you talk bad about women, dude, you're just gonna make her shut down real quick. Another thing Julia suggests is, or not to do, sorry, not to do, is Venmoing you for your drink. So nothing wrong with splitting the bill, but him immediately whipping out his phone so he can charge you the exact 633, which is funny, makes you envision a future of stressful brunches where he throws a mini fit over paying $1 extra for someone's meal. I never done that, but holy cow, anybody that does that, dude, you gotta like slow your roll. If you're having money issues, then talk to her and suggest something different. That's not going to cost you an arm and a leg, you think. Another don't, and I agree with this one, bringing up politics, and asking you to educate him. And she goes on to say, look, I get that somehow he has no female friends, or the ability to use Google, but asking you to explain the Aziz Ansari story to him is a surefire way to make you bounce early. The next one, kissing you at the first possible opportunity and completely out of nowhere. I gotta admit that on a few occasions, a few dates that I was on, there was kissing on the first date, which I remember I told a friend of mine, hey, dude, don't ever do that on the first date, man. That says something about her. And what happens? A few years later, that happened to me, and it happened to me a couple of times. I met someone, then 20 minutes later, we're slobbing it down. So, I will not even comment on this anymore, so, because it's happened to me. Don't, getting drunk. I definitely agree there. I've been lucky that when I do drink, I don't get drunk. I might get a little buzzed, but that's it. Now, if we're on a picnic outside, with somewhere outside, and let's say she's a smoker like I am, and I'm not talking about cigarettes, if you know what I mean. There, after a couple of puffs, I might go a little crazy. And I'm not talking about bad crazy. I'm talking about, excuse me, I like to have a good time. I start laughing. I start making jokes and all that. So, um, another don't is hinting that he wants to come up. You know, you walk her to her door, and you you suggest, hey, I need to use the bathroom or stuff like that. Unless she invites you, great. But dude, just leave her at the door, and if she likes you, eventually you'll come up. So I definitely agree there. And another don't, which I'll end it at this, is following the 3-day rule for texting. And she says, this made sense in the days of landlines, but deliberately not shooting a text for 3 days makes him come off like the type of guy who goes randomly MIA all the time. So, which I agree. I remember a friend of mine will wait a week to call a girl that he just dated. And for him, it worked. But for me, I'll wait a day or two. But I'm not going to wait 3 days. Who came up with that rule? The 3-day rule for not calling, texting, or emailing, whatever. That's BS. To me, that's showing that you have no interest. So, anyway, guys, what do you think of this list that Julia came up with? I'll put her. I'll put it on the show notes so you can look at it and read it. It's short. It's probably a couple of minute read, but a lot of it does hit home because you know what? A lot of people and a lot of men, especially, they get nervous, and I understand about being nervous and all that. But some of these things on the list are pretty cool. So I definitely give her some, as they say, a shout out. I don't even know if you can still use that term, especially my age. But the article is by Julia Pugachevsky. And again, I'll put her information on the show notes. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening. My name is Will Morales. This is People on Dating. You could please go to Apple Podcasts, look for us in People on Dating. Please subscribe, leave a review, like, share. Tell us how we can make this show better. Also, I'm on Google Podcasts and on Spotify. You can find me at peopleondating.com. That's peopleondating.com. Check out our shows. Check out our blog, and pretty soon we're gonna have a resource page. I also have some great guests coming up in the next 2 to 3 weeks, so I'm excited about that. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening. Again, I'm Will Morales. Until next time, thanks everybody. Have a great day, and please stay safe. Bye.